CJ, let's fucking go!
Welcome to a TeladiaPlays members live stream. I'm your host, TeladiaPlays, and welcome on in. As always, I gotta bring my co-host Jared from Comics League. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm well. We're excited to do this. We have got a couple of other guests coming on. So for the first 5 minutes, I want to let people. Jared, we got to talk about the stuff that happened on Saturday, which is the Super Wonder Legacy. You gotta explain that. You got to talk about that a little bit. Free promotion here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Britt and I talked about a Superman, Wonder Woman, and then Super Wonder reading list for anyone that's interested. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a Google document and that has all those, so you guys can go in and see the books that we recommend for anyone interested in Super Wonder books. So you just go in there. Before you ask, Rebirth is probably not included because that run sucked. That's just our opinion. That's just what we're going with. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and you could possibly see us do more live streams in the future because Britt had a lot of fun with that.
Yes. And Naji's in the chat saying, "Hi Teladia, it's me, Naji. Good afternoon. What's your thoughts on WB Discovery to Annecy Film Festival? Talk about the future of animation projects and more in June for TV and streaming." We'll be talking about that in detail. Today's stream, we'll be talking about a lot of different things. But let's bring on our co-host. Firstly, let's bring on Tevius, as he's first up, and we're here to talk about WBD and the first topic, which is the Superman suit. So let me just get the banner up.
Stupid Superman suit is what you're telling
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Superman suit.
Mm-hmm.
no, not that suit, Tevia. Not that.
No,
suit.
I know. I need to use that example.
Well, that's also, in my opinion, a stupid Superman suit. So that's just me on that.
Okay,
I mean,
so
what do you
that's
say?
that's our first topic is Superman suit. But we also got to bring on Pika. Welcome, Pika.
What's up, dude?
Pika.
Yeah, people. Hold on. Let me get rid of the banner. Hold on. There we go.
Oh yeah, but please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Superman suit is our first topic. You need to tip. No, it's members.
You need to be a member.
You need to be a member. GDI. You need to have.
Have one of those to have.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like Tevia is a gifted membership, so obviously you can join. But if you become a member, then it's in the members section in the community tab. Anyway,
And you can also buy them.
Yep, for $1.
or you could for $1 or for $4.99, whichever one suits you. Anyway, let's talk about that Superman suit, guys.
Yep.
What do you guys think about it?
It sucks.
Obviously, it's
Yeah.
not great.
You pick the pose that makes it look like it's all like scrunched up. It makes it look like it doesn't fit him.
Like, let me get the suit up so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
This is the suit we're talking about, the Superman suit.
Outside of the Kingdom Come logo, it might as well be just the Fortnite costume.
Yeah, or
Like-
maybe another example, the New 52 suit, but not really.
It's not a good representation of the new 52
No,
suit
it
at all.
No, it
Yeah.
isn't.
Yep.
It's like he's taken inspiration from New 52. Oh, Jay, hold on, I'll send you one right now. 1 second. The
Hey,
Heat Man.
Mhm.
I forgot to.
Hmm.
I forgot to send him the link. Hold on.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the thing about this, and I've seen edits where this is actually not that bad from a coloring perspective and a fit.
Mhm.
Even when you fix the fit, though, here's the problem with it.
Yeah.
Why does Superman need shoulder and knee pads? He's Superman.
Hey, this
Geek
could have
Defense,
been okay. Oh, but my turn.
Geek Defense, to answer your thing, he did take inspirations from Fortnite, but also he added a twist to it, Kingdom Come.
Yep.
Mm.
So that's what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good look. It's not a good look.
No, it's not.
So go on, Tevye, go on.
Yeah, I do agree. The suit looks not that great, but maybe not in context. When we get to the trailer, it look better. Because some of that photo I agree one thing, but in motion, maybe we said idea. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe. Again, I told you before in the detail stream that well, let me do that one. Good. I do agree from a technical standpoint, it looks fine. But I'm just hoping that the trailer may look to make it better.
Hey, RJ, what's up?
Well, the other problem with it is, here's the thing. Even if it's in motion, it's still going to look, if whenever he moves like that, it's still going to bunch up. That's a problem with the design. What's up, dude?
Wait, I got to do his intro.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Thank you, Jay Heat. Thank you, Jay Heat. That's true.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen?
How you doing?
I'm good, man, Jay Heat. The Blaze Man himself has entered the building, everybody.
Wish I could say the same about this Superman costume, but that's a separate conversation.
But yeah, I mean, the suit, like the suit, I have to see it in motion before I can judge it. I like the cape, I like the boots. The
ensemble is there. I mean, Superman colors, the crest, Kingdom Come expired, nice touch. It just feels like it's amalgamation of things rather than a complete design. Like, say, Tom Holland, not Tom Holland, but what was that actor's name from Superman and Lois?
Go on.
Yeah, amalgamation of a lot of things that were just put together like that. The fake costume that they showed a month or so ago, where it was the David Corenswet just standing like this in a knee-length cape, and that would have been a Superman costume that would have, you could actually believe that Mark Kent made it. This is something that
that would work. But it's like, even with the pose, because it looks like this would work if you took this photo and like even photoshopped him on the Kent farm, like sitting on a chair, putting the boots on, because like, okay, he's putting the things on. But with this, I'm sorry, Superman ain't gonna be casual while the city's being attacked.
Yeah.
You know who did it better? But you know who did it better as a first suit reveal?
Who's Zach?
Zach did it better as a first suit reveal for both Ben Affleck's Batman, and for Cavill's Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fun story about the sorry if am I speaking over someone?
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
It's funny story. When it was over a decade ago, or a tweet about this, I had a broken knee at the time when Batfleck's suit was revealed, and I almost broke it again.
Ouch!
So I was laying with my left knee tied in bandages on a sofa, going through my phone with something, and just almost jumped right up to the end and broke my knee again.
Oh, damn!
That's great, dude. That's great.
Yeah.
But like, go on, Tevye.
Yeah, I agree with you guys now, because Zack Snyder and the Man suit and the Ben Affleck suit, they look fantastic. Sorry, I'm just gonna give me a sec. But the Ben Affleck suit looks amazing in because it looks like Dark Returns, but in live action, it was perfect, amazing perfection.
Yeah.
Say what you will. Say what you. I hate. Okay. Say what you will about the rush and studio mandate behind the scenes, but Zack Snyder and his team had great presentation, great costume design. I can't take that away from it.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly
here's
can't.
the problem with this. Because what this is, and this is the problem with taking an MCU director and bringing them over to DC. This shows me it doesn't translate well because he's applying the same rules for the Marvel heroes to the DC heroes. Superman does not need leathery armor. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. He ain't Star-Lord.
Yep.
This is
Or Captain America.
Yeah,
This is
or
like-
Captain America.
This is like the one that I said, that I'm trying to approach this movie with low expectations, so that when the movie comes out, I can either have my mind blown or be saved from disappointment.
Yep.
This image looks like that James Gunn is doing the exact same thing, like setting our expectations low, so that when the movie comes out, he can have us either be saved from disappointment or have our mind blown with whatever is better than what he has been promising.
But first impressions do matter. You're playing a dangerous game, especially given the context, because he has no broader team. This is all him for the most part. This is basically, and I use this term very loosely, mind you, this is basically his vanity project. So the whole DCU is writing on whether or not he can this movie can commercially make a profit.
Well, I got news for you. If this movie does not perform well monetarily, it doesn't matter if it's the best movie, if it's critically held well. If it doesn't make money, because Warner Brothers is a business. That's what some people really forget, is that WB's primary focus is money. According to Zaslav himself, it's show business. Business is in the word. So if this doesn't do well, coincidentally, Gunn's contract expires when this movie comes out. I can't see them signing him on again. And if they don't sign him on again, or realistically, if WB is sold before this movie comes out, they could just cank it and say we're done.
I mean, that is
Wouldn't it be considered too far along by that point? And what's up, Samir?
Samir, so the title, like WB in Disarray, it means that like WBD currently, like they're in panic mode because of everything that's going on around them. Movies, video games, TV show, animation, everything has been a disaster for WBD. Like, that's what I mean by disarray. So, for example, the Superman suit reveal, right? So, the Superman suit reveal was last week. It didn't get, a lot of the people didn't like it. And
it was
WB had to do a damage control in order to, they had to do another picture of whatnot.
I think that's what the what the picture was of all the Superman writers on the Superman set. I think that was more like, look, he has the approval of the people you idolize.
So that is
including that one guy who's being
of
called
that.
out and told not to call him out.
How so from Twitter? So this is like, Samir, if you look at it like this, right? This was posted on Threads. So when it made its rounds, both sides of the fandom, whether you're a James Gunn fan or a Snyder fan, nobody liked it.
For the most part, it got a very negative review.
Reaction.
There's a part of people who like the suit. I won't take that away from them.
Hey, we got a new member, Geek Defense Initiative. And yes, Geek Defense Initiative. If you go to the community section, it's in the the community section on my channel. The link will be there under memberships or next to memberships.
Teladia, check Twitter DMs.
Okay.
You know what? Elephant in the room. I'm just gonna say it. This looks like an AI prompt. I'm sorry with the back.
The back.
It's
here's
a
the other
composite.
thing. Hey, Teladia, can you zoom in on his face?
Zoom in. Yeah, sure.
I hate AI so much.
Well,
it's a composite image.
It still works. Look at his face. Look how it's lit. That's not purple light.
I can't zoom in.
It's fine.
Let's go with the
most
polite way to say it. The most polite way to describe it, it's a composite image. The image of Superman was taken somewhere else. It was cropped and it was placed into this other thing.
No, but at least color the light, because you can do that in Photoshop. Photoshop it so it's purple light.
Yeah.
They
And,
put the minimal effort here.
And no, we're not making a
Maybe.
big, like we're not
Mhm.
making a big deal out of anything. It's
Yeah.
literally us literally talking about
It's the Twitter reaction,
It's Twitter-
Samir. It's the Twitter reaction.
it's a Twitter
Yeah.
reaction, yeah.
Hmm.
All right, welcome GDI, and before we go ahead, GDI, make sure you like respect the rules of what we say, which is like don't let everyone else have a say on the stream because we have to bring this up.
Sure.
We don't want for problems before. We don't want to have that again.
All right. So, can I give my opinion?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
uh,
By
Go
all
ahead.
means.
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
make sure you have like raise your hands and all
Mhm.
that. Like,
All right. Yeah.
okay, cool. Go ahead.
So, my take on this, like I was thinking now, like this suit represents everything. Like you look at, I think this suit says much more about like not only about the movie, but about Gunn and about the whole scenario you're dealing with.
Mhm.
So first thing we need to analyze here, it's the costume itself. Of course, first, what's the first thing you notice when you're looking at this suit, at the picture?
All the wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I
Shoulders.
noticed was the big eye. Then I noticed it was a Superman costume. Then I noticed it was official.
Yeah.
Is the
I mean-
background. Background was the
Mhm.
first thing I noticed. It was this big eye in the sky that looked so damn fake. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
When you look at from an artistic point of view, the vanishing point of where we should be looking at, it's right somewhere in the shoulder area, or just below the head. Somewhere the triangle of things is the thing shooting laser hit the Superman's head, then the shoulder, and that's where it comes
Yeah.
spreads
Who
out.
do you think that is? First, I gave me Emerald Empress vibes.
Kind of.
Good.
It kind of
But
does, but
Emerald Empress is more of a legion of superheroes, or occasionally
it's not.
Supergirl villain.
If
it's
it's
not,
that, it would be a different
it's
color.
not.
It's
Let him
not
cook.
because the first off, Gunn would have told us Emerald Empress in the movie before, and we know that Green Lantern is in this movie, so it's probably Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's Guy Gardner in the movie,
Well,
but
there
if
is
anything, it could be anything
shade.
from Brainiac to Solaris,
Mhm.
right?
I think
from
it's
the background image.
so it makes sense.
Most
There
likely,
is some green
Yeah.
shade there in the back of the spear.
Yeah, and that's presuming that it is actually something that's going to show up in the movie, and they are not just putting a random threat in the background.
But like,
So,
But
first
like
thing I
the
noticed was that. So it already gives us how cheap this movie is gonna be in terms of not budget, not actual budget, but like it's gonna feel cheap, in my opinion. I think this is a given. All right, everything
Yeah.
on this picture screams cheap, low effort.
That's a fair point. I will give you that, Dennis. That's a fair point.
That is a fair
And
point
Yeah.
indeed.
second, it's the costume. But actually, when you look at the design, it's like an odd mix between the Injustice designs with the whole armor element, the New 52 designs with the way it's made, like even the Snyderverse to an extent, you know, because it has like these darker tones and more like military alien vibes. You got shoulder pads and like those armors, which looks Injustice, and then you have the bright boots, and
here's the problem with that though, Dennis. Right? He's not only taking like inspirations like from other comics and movies and TV shows, but the problem is, A, he's got padding. B, the suit doesn't exactly look right on him in that position. C, he's got trunks. New 52 Superman had no trunks.
I was going to
And-
say that.
And the collar was different on the new 52,
52.
if I remember correctly. It wasn't like a turtleneck collar. It went
Yeah.
up around here, and then there was a break here.
Yeah, there was a break in between. Yeah, so it's like don't get me wrong, right? As a Superman fan, it's great to see like there is some inspiration for New 52, but the fact that the lines and the padding, the knee pads and the fact that Trunks on it, it doesn't really suit the Superman suit. Like, not gonna lie,
There's
and
also
and the fact that the fans' reaction was negative more than positive,
Overwhelmingly
across the board. Then that's why WB had to do like this big thing where they got all their creators for comics to come to the Superman set to kind of back James Gunn a little. And it's like after that, it's like that this is WB and disarray, because they know they screwed up. They could have done what they could have done is like a 30-second clip of the Superman suit reveal easily, and it would have done like how Matt Reeves done the Batman reveal for the Batman suit, and it would have won the fan over easily. Because they never did.
Instead of a static image with a very puffy suit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also another aspect.
Go ahead.
But let Tevye go first, and we'll go Pika. So Tevye, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go Pika just one day, another aspect. I don't know what it is, but I think another thing I don't like the background with the city. The city looks weird. It looks like, wait, why the city at the looks like generic? Like, but talking at the end, even at the end, we were kind of futuristic. Okay, it wasn't future, but one future, I mean, kind of similar to the anime series. The city looks bland. Maybe that's been out, but I'm just inside baseball here a second. We'll try to recover the city of tomorrow. That's me.
Okay, Pika, what do you want to say?
I was thinking about bringing up the fact that how they have also been, how David Corenswet has been showcasing his working out progress and how his physique has been evolving. So if he has been, and not to mention they have been saying that he's 6'6" tall, and if he's going to be the biggest Superman at all, then he would not need a padded suit. They would probably, if he was everything that they are promising, he could actually be that Superman who could just wear the comic book tights costume made from some thick fabrics that would be justified in a properly being just cloth. And if he's building up to be that big of a Superman, they wouldn't need to give knee pads, shoulder pads, any kind of paddings that Jared you pointed out that the suit has. If they're bringing that, then this would be overcompensating.
What I've long said is that what they should have done for the suit, take the Christopher Reeve suit and basically use that as a model, texturize it to like modernize it a little bit, kind of like they did with the Kingdom Come suit from CW Crisis. Make that the suit, you're good to go. Because that looks good when he's moving, and it doesn't bunch up that well. That's the other thing with the Cavill suit. The reason why that looks good, because it's not armored at all. It's clearly not padded, so it looks good when he moves.
Not to mention the fluidity and flexibility of the suit's material in of itself.
Master Sergeant says, "I figured the padding is about strengthening the suit. It's not invulnerable."
Yep.
It can be, and it also can be used for fitting purposes. It just depends how much the actor is incorporating their workout routine. It really just depends.
Yeah, but and here's the other thing, Master Sergeant. Yeah, it could be about strengthening the suit in universe. It still is not supposed to look that crappy around the shoulders.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be form fitting.
Yeah. Also, the shoes will be comfortable as well.
So, but like besides, other than that, I think the suit design, if I had to say, is like the lines, the padding, it doesn't really fit. Doesn't really go well for me on this on the trunks. So, but let's switch gears, shall we?
Okay.
I had something to say. I was going to go to conclusion. So,
go on, final conclusion before switching.
So, the suit at the end, it looks like if he grab a bunch of disconnected takes on the character, just mash them up together with no care about it, with no care about if it fits or not, just to appease the fans, and that's the big problem. Gunn isn't doing this because he cares about Superman. He's doing this because he wants to show off and pretend to be a fan and appease the fanboys and try to appease everyone because he wants the fame, but doesn't want the work that comes with the fame. And he doesn't have the actual passion. His passion is not Superman. His passion is his ego.
Yep.
That is
That is a
That
fact.
is the accurate.
not
that-
very
that is a
far
factor.
reaching.
Yeah.
I can see how that could be a factor. And to Dennis's point, I'm just going to add this before we move forward. That can happen because, like I had made this previous comparison to this being Gunn's vanity project. You made a very good point there, Dennis Medina. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. But
Yeah.
let's wait for the actual teaser and more developments to whether or not, because I don't want to actually claim this is like a Marco Robbie Birds of Prey situation when this could just be the production budget being relatively cheap. So let's wait and see on that.
If this is a DC movie that the entire DCU is banking on, because let's face it, if this thing is not going to because what I mean is, let's face it, if this movie doesn't perform well, I guarantee you the DCU ain't happening. Ipso facto, essentially, you need your first impression of this movie has to be perfect. Now, granted, you had a rough first impression. If that teaser is not good, if no one's impressed by the teaser or the trailer, then I feel like you got problems. In other words, there's room for them to salvage this. They could still salvage this if, like we said before, if the suit moves well in the trailer and looks fine. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for the trailer because there's been plenty of times where suits look crappy in those static images, but end up looking phenomenally when they're actually in motion. So I'm waiting for that.
Okay, we got RJ in the background, so we'll add him to get his opinion on the suit. So welcome, RJ. Welcome to the channel.
Hello. How you doing?
Good.
I'm good.
I didn't
I'm
realize
good.
I was a member. I was like, oh, I guess I am. I guess I can pop on.
Yeah.
So-
You got gifted membership. So
yeah, I figured I'd just stop by and say hello, see what's up.
Hello.
yeah, we're just talking about a few different things from all across the, across DC film, movie, TV, and video games. So we're talking about all of that.
Yeah. I see you guys talking about the Superman suit.
Yep.
I guess I can share my opinion. I think it's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm kind of like right in the middle, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
I've kind of specified that a little, clarified. Like, I kind of see what they were going for with the picture. I think it's meant to like replicate, like composition wise, it's meant to replicate a comic book cover or like a magazine cover. It's meant to kind of like tell a story or kind of like paint the picture of the personality of the Superman, maybe like an idea of what he's going through. I wouldn't have probably done it that way though, mostly just because I feel like if you're going to show off a damaged suit for the first reveal and you're going to have him sit down, doesn't necessarily showcase the suit in the best light. But I at least appreciate they were trying to do something different from what came before. Overall suit, I don't like the lines. It's something that I've had a problem with the MCU suits for a while. I just don't like the lines. I don't like the overcomplicated design nature. I would have preferred something a bit more solid and simple. Something that we kind of got in like the Suicide Squad with some of those costumes where they're a little bit more simple for the most part.
Yep,
that's fair. But I do like the hair curl. I like the emblem. I like the boots. I don't feel like it's leather armor though. I didn't get that vibe from what it is a thicker material, but I don't get like armor. I mean, it's meant to like invoke New 52 a little bit with the collar. It feels like it's an amalgamation of a lot of different things, but I don't necessarily see it as like leather armor. It's just like a very, I don't know how to put this. It is militaristic in a sense. I do get that vibe a little bit from it, just from the way it's like the material looks, but I don't know. Regarding the DCU though, here's the thing, right?
Go on.
With this movie, even if like it doesn't do the greatest, they're still committed to at least a few more projects. Supergirl is going to be filming in the fall. Booster Gold supposedly filming this summer. And
I heard about that today.
Yeah, supposedly the Lantern show and a couple other things are already getting set to film. So like, even if this movie doesn't do the greatest, which I think it'll do fine. I don't think it's gonna like make a ton of money, but I think it'll be fine, good enough.
Either or. But
They're
That's the best
already
case
committed.
scenario, it will be.
They're already committed because they're about to film like 4 or 5 other projects. So
This is Zaslav we're
regardless of
talking
what this
about,
movie does,
though.
they're gonna come out with this other stuff. So
Yeah.
Say that to the Batgirl directors. Pointing that out.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I'm like Batgirl.
I
no,
will
and
like
it does,
that.
I understand that. That's a valid concern to have if they're going to do tax write-offs for this stuff. I don't personally think they will. I think they're at least going to see how, because the whole point of Superman is like, well, that's the thing. You would hope that they've told the shareholders this and they've communicated this. It's a slow rebuilding process. They're not going to make a bunch of money with this first movie. They're just not going to, right? The Superman movie, even if they spend like, let's say $250 million on it, don't expect to make a huge amount of profits or any profit at all, right? It's about a long-term commitment to rehabilitating the brand and relaunching it. I hope that's
But
what they
RJ,
communicated to the shareholders, but again, it depends on what they told them. Right?
Counterpoint, WB is not exactly in the financial like position where they can afford to have like, because they're putting all of this and they're trying to tell people this is going to, because they're communicating that this movie is going to make bank. And if they fail on that, I understand what you're saying. In an ordinary, if WB were in a better financial situation, yeah, 100%, I get that. They could say, okay, it's going to take a second. We're rebuilding the brand. These next movies may not necessarily make a profit, but we're kind of like rebuilding. But with the current position WB is in, I don't see them saying, okay, so this movie didn't exactly make a profit. Let's wait until the next movie.
But if you're filming,
listen, I understand that completely. I can't even dispute that. Like I said, I'm just going off of what I presume. Again, this is under the assumption of what they've already communicated to the shareholders. I'm not privy to that. I don't think any of us are. We don't know for sure. I'm just saying that they're already committed to spending money on filming at least 3 or 4 other projects this year and next year, right? Before Superman comes out.
True.
So again, they could be tax write-offs. I don't know. I'm just saying right now what I think they're doing, again, speculation on my part. I think that what they're doing is they're trying to get as many projects off the ground. They just built a giant DC studio building over in the UK for their productions, right? I think what they're mainly doing is they're trying to get a lot of projects off the ground. They're trying to get this universe going. That way, if a buyer comes in for Warner Brothers, they'll have already have projects to show off, being like, hey, we've already got this thing going. You're investing and you're buying into this sort of thing, right?
That's true.
Doesn't mean that they can't change the direction. I'm just saying that they're getting stuff off the ground. They're launching this universe because this universe will be used as a selling point to
oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And RJ, this is one of the few times you and I are in complete agreement.
I just want to add on to what RJ is saying, and Tevye, I hate to cut you off. This is the only thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
But the Batgirl situation, that was a byproduct of the previous regime with DC and Warner Media. All that what was going on. I'm not going to name names because I do not want to get clipped to oblivion, so I'm not going to name exact names. So that was kind of a leftover project during that executive process. Yeah. So as a result, the movie being quote unquote bad or commercially bad was just a cop out to just, okay, we're just going to shelve this and be done. We're just going to reboot, wipe the plate clean after Flash.
Well, they also can't do, well, from what I understand, what happened with Batgirl and some of the other tax write-offs, they had an exclusive window. When you do a merger, you have a window of opportunity to do tax write-offs. So that's why there were so many of them during that window, because they're just like, do everything we possibly can that we think even are considering doing a tax write-off for, because that's their only window of opportunity to do so. I'm not saying it couldn't happen again, but I don't know about the legal means of doing that, though. I think that was their window of doing it, which I've said this before. I feel like they should have just done a tax write-off on all of the 4 DC movies that came out last year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cut your losses.
Maybe
losses.
with the exception of Blue Beetle, since they wanted to use that movie as like a launching pad for that character from this universe.
That movie could have been a standalone.
That movie is standalone.
So Tevye, what were you gonna say? Because you've had your hand up for quite a while. So what were you gonna say?
Yeah. But not to mention, WBD goes joking. I'm trying to come encouraging because I want to keep because I need respectable
Okay.
Like those joking at the Dan Cannon Flash movie, which that Flash movie wasn't a reboot. It was a lie because this is probably gonna be a reboot. No, but it wasn't a reboot at all. It was nonsense. It's like, what the heck is this? This makes no sense. Wait. This is coming up a Flash movie, Supergirl movie, and a Batman movie, but trying to one and made no sense. The ending was.
We should universally agree that the Flash movie had one job and it failed doing it.
Well, it's like, I do agree that 100% they should have just said, okay, we're not releasing these movies because we're rebooting the DC universe. And the other thing is, like, even if they're minor characters, no one comes over. Because if there's a because if there's a reboot, like it was communicated to us, no one, minor or major characters, Justice League or Suicide Squad, should be coming over. No, it should be just completely start fresh. Because like it or not, because story-wise, you could probably justify why, like, you could probably say, okay, so Peacemaker's minor-ish, but in terms of the general audience that watch Peacemaker, he's still associated with the DCEU. Even no matter how many times you tell him, because I guarantee you, the general audience that just goes to the movie theaters or watches on Max is not paying attention to whatever the hell James Gunn tweets.
Yep.
I think though the thing is with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, the people, like the hardcore fans, might get into the semantics about what universe it takes place in. I don't know if the general public will, because let's be fair. I mean, it's not like the general public saw that movie en masse anyway, right?
Well, my point is,
one at a time, gentlemen. Rick, Jar Jar.
My point is, let's say that, like, he wanted to. Let's say Superman showed up in an episode of Peacemaker. Let's just say, for argument's sake, and Peacemaker, because associated with the DCU in terms of general audience, is associated with Henry Cavill because Henry Cavill was the Superman in that universe. They're going to be like, what the hell is this? The minute you confuse your general audience, and this is what Marvel's running into, the minute the audience checks out. That's the problem with this multiverse stuff and saying some stuff from season 1 is canon, some stuff is not. So I'm like, the problem with doing the semantics when you're rebooting is, regardless of hardcore fans or general audience, you're confusing the audience.
It's called having a cake and eating it too.
Which you can't do. This was the problem with the New 52, because when they rebooted it, they said, okay, so everything, you don't have to read anything except for Batman and Green Lantern.
Yep. Also, to add to that, actually, well, it also caused a lot of problems, not just the New 52, also with his reboot. Like, what's the other hand about the person we actually want to see Superman, a new actor for Superman, even though you find we put him in answer too. You want Black Adam? We put him in answer too. What happened to the announcement? WBD the announcement. We got answer too, but no, it's like, instead of that, we're going to reboot the image. What?
Tevye, before this devolves into a rant, I'm just going to stop you right there.
No, it's not a rant.
Okay, so I think just to leave it off on a positive note, at least now we know what the suit looks like. Right, that's the positive thing. People have been guessing and thinking about what the suit was from My Time to Shine to Daniel RPK and whatnot. And so
because hey, I'll give it the trailer. If the trailer comes out and is great and you see the suit in motion and it looks good, I'll be fine with it. I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe it was just a bad picture. It could have just been a bad picture.
Bad picture.
The trailer will be the make or break it moment.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So let's switch gears, shall we?
Yep. Cool.
Transition.
Wait, where is it? Yeah.
There you go.
Batman.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna be talking about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Rocksteady.
Oh boy.
And the fact that they lost Warner Brothers $200 million in.
Is anybody surprised by this?
No, but by the way, Teladia.
This shit. The moment I saw the first still picture, I said, "This
by the
game
way,
is going to suck."
By the
Let
way,
him have his moment, Jared. Let him have his moment.
By the way, Teladia, you know what's really funny? I love how between you and me, we can't stop talking about this damn game.
No, like literally, we can't stop talking about the damn game because we played the game. Me and you have literally, we both streamed it, and like honestly, they should step away from the. In my opinion, like after the fact that they lost Warner Brothers Discovery over $200 million, and WB has classified them as a failure, classified the studio as a failure, and the fact that they said that we weren't the one that wanted the Suicide Squad game to go ahead. It was the higher ups at Rocksteady that wanted to do this live service game.
What?
Methinks
it's deflection.
That's what they said. It's that game. I think.
Yeah, but they don't have exactly the best record at telling straight.
But you gotta remember, this is coming, I believe, coming from Forbes or one of the news outlets that was saying this. And honestly, I think what WB needs to do now is to focus on other characters: Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, Justice League.
Absolutely.
I've long said, how great would it be if we got a Green Lantern RPG in the vein of Mass Effect?
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Give me one. You mean after a Superman game or?
They're not going to make a Super Sons game, Tavia.
They're not going to make a Super Sons game.
I could dream, but
we need a Superman game.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Of all the characters right now, because we're getting a Wonder Woman game. Please don't let that game suck. But at least can we get a game for each of the Trinity?
Yep.
So one question.
Batman getting that.
One at a time, guys.
One at a time.
Okay, go on. Go ahead, Dennis. Go on. You're safe.
All right. So just one pitch. I'm gonna pitch Superman game because I really want to do this.
Okay.
So I think one key factor that we need in the next few superhero games is to add some kind of mechanic that relates to the secret identity concept, which is something that the Arkham games didn't do. And there's where the potential is. So have some way to make the character's personal life as interesting as professional life. Mm-hmm. And how you can do that? With character choices mechanics. Have a character choice system that not only changes the ending, but changes small details. Doesn't even need to change their ending. Ever heard of a game called Firewatch?
Yeah,
I
heard of it.
Sounds familiar.
One thing that the game did, I didn't play it, but I read a retrospective online by Faceful of Eyes, and he made a good point there. So, in the game, they have a mechanic that, depending on your choices, the branching paths don't result in a different ending, but the way the character is characterized and the way he behaves and the way the other characters react with him, Mm-hmm. So, for example, let's just say I'm in a dialogue, right? And so I can have the sections as Clark. You can make choice in the way that both Clark and Superman react shows, for example, which one's the face and which one's the lie, which one is the truth person, and which one's the lie. So the mixture of the two. If Clark's the real deal, if Superman's the real deal, who he interacts with, who he has friendships with, who he likes, who he. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Tevye, we wanted to add something. Go ahead. Tevye.
Yeah. I think I know what they're talking. It kind of reminded me of the Telltale Batman game. It kind of did that same mechanic.
Except not that, because that sucked.
No, the other one was good. The first season was awesome.
No,
Season 2, I
still,
thought would.
it
Fine.
focused too much on playing on Bruce Wayne.
But that's
Well,
the fun,
Yeah,
right?
season 2
Well, you
did.
can do Batman and Bruce Wayne. You can do both.
Yeah, the season
Batman
2
can't
doubled
work.
down too much.
To add to that, sorry, I'm doing, but to add to that, I think another game we can take at the Hogwarts Legacy. This game made $1 billion, the best game 2023. And you think that WB is smart enough? This game is great and it made a lot of money. Instead of doing that live service nonsense, but say, I don't know, make a game people want to play, on a Hogwarts Legacy game you want to play, or look, I know people talk Batman. I talk Batman too, but these games are great because single player game and they're great. Take this concept, transplant into Superman or Wonder Woman or Green Lantern, anybody. Look at what the Spider-Man game did. Can't wait to with Sonic and Superboy and Superman.
Tevia, here's the thing. Warner Brothers will backtrack on what they'll say about the whole live service element.
Oh, particularly if there's a sale. I guarantee whoever buys it is like, nope, we're not doing that. Live service is not a thing.
Yeah, because
I think they're still gonna bitterly pursue it until I don't know. I just hope the Wonder Woman game comes out. Period. We haven't heard anything about it.
So I was told this is positive news that it's still a single player story. It's still a single player story driven game. Now, Jared, you know who I'm on about because we're in a group chat with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he said that, oh yeah, it's still a single player story driven game. It's not going to be live service, and it's not going to go down the live service route of it.
If it comes out, because again, it was released it was announced years ago. We still know next to nothing about it.
I have a funny feeling. I have a funny feeling because WB will have a huge presence at Summer Game Fest this year. Because if you remember, Summer Game Fest is next month, literally.
When is it?
Summer Game Fest is in June. Summer Game Fest is in June.
On June which?
7th, June 7th.
Yeah, I'll be liking that.
So that is on June 7th, and WB will be showing the Wolf Among Us Season 2.
Oh, good, it's a Friday.
Finally.
It's an Arkham Shadow, and you know what? I have an inkling feeling the Wonder Woman game might be there as well, because obviously it's been 3 years, and if WB want to get ahead of the game, they would they want to do they probably want to promote the Wonder Woman game a little bit more. I would assume, because the game could be coming out next year, and I think that might be the case. I think the Wonder Woman game will be coming out next year in 2025. So that's one. Go on.
Any word on which point of Wonder Woman's career timeline would be set in, like as she has come to man's world or has been in the man's world for enough time, and would be like Donna Troy or Cassie be existing supporting character?
There's no details on the story aspect of it, except for the fact that we're going back to Themyscira, and the fact that we're going to be, the story revolves around Themyscira. That is something we do know, and it is open world. So that is something we do know, that it's not going to be limited to a certain aspect. Let's say.
At this point, why would you make a superhero game that's linear anymore? I mean, there's no reason to do that now.
Yeah. Also,
go on, Tevia. You go first, then we'll let Dennis and then Pika go on.
Yeah. Question. Where did it take place at the end of the timeline? Did it take place in modern day, or take place in World War II, World War One, or
modern? We know that from the leaked concept art, it looks like modern day.
No, that's good news. So we got
historical setting.
Yeah.
What was that, Dennis?
I was hoping for a historical setting.
But we've had that like twice in a row with Wonder Woman stuff.
Wonder Woman 84 never happened. First and foremost, we didn't have World War II yet.
But still, here's the thing. I get what they were going for. Honestly, you gotta have Wonder Woman show up in the modern day. You can't do the whole historical thing anymore. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
or it has
so-
been
Yeah, but I
overdone.
like alternate history, so there's
Yeah.
that.
Or it has been.
So, but
What
it's
is it?
like the way I see it is, it's like what Warner Brothers is going to do now is they're going to bank on Wonder Woman being a success after the failure of Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad lost them a lot of money. Nobody's really playing the game, even though they're trying to promote it on Twitter, saying like, "Oh, we got double XP." Nobody's going to play it.
No one's
That's
gonna
why people-
play it.
No
That's
one
why people are,
cares.
and that's why people are going to either Marvel Rivals or Multiverses. They're going to go to those IPs and play those games compared to going to Suicide Squad and jumping. Okay, well, I can play Suicide Squad when there's still bug problems. There's still issue with the game. There's so many issues for that Suicide Squad game that needs to be fixed. But Dennis, what were you going to say? Then we're going to get
Something else.
Tevye.
They just better step up their game, because I heard that Captain America World War II game they are making. By the way, I just remember that.
That's coming too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
It looks
Yeah,
great.
that Marvel 1943 does come out next year, so it
Ooh.
does mean that WB has to step foot on the gas of promoting the Wonder Woman game.
Yeah.
Tevye, what were you gonna say? And then Pika.
Yeah.
I think I
Also,
said
in like the I just one game sec, the story was so mean spirited to the point that no one gave a damn with the story. The story killed a lot of characters we all love, and that broke the game. Period.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest, like, did we really want to have a member to show at the upper killers? No, that's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. This idea was bad from very conception. But I just don't get why you not get a WWE game. That's what I don't get. Why Suicide Squad? Why?
Because James Gunn, that's why. Because they were banking
Yeah.
on James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie being a big thing. So they were like,
Yeah.
quick, make a Suicide Squad game.
Yep.
Oh, weren't they teasing a Suicide Squad thing with Rocksteady and like the Arkhamverse?
No.
though?
No,
That
they
was-
were
Well,
teasing
also
the
Origins.
squad exists. But in terms of a project focused on it, I don't think they started doing that until
Yeah.
like James Gunn was coming around to direct Suicide
No,
Squad.
no, Jared, you're totally wrong.
Oh,
The
really?
Suicide-
Okay.
Yeah, so Suicide Squad was teased at the end of Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was, and this was far back as 2013.
2010
IP
developed.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to make a game to capitalize on the 2016 movie all the way back then.
Yeah.
That was Injustice
Yeah.
2. To get your point.
And
RJ.
the thing was, WB
Actually,
Montreal
that
had the IP at the time.
Mhm.
And
They actually were.
they did have plans and everything, but the fact is it didn't go through because of the Arkham engine. So the way Warner Brothers did was they gave the IP to Rocksteady because Rocksteady did a pitch of their own, and they said they want to make it live service. But here's what I believe now. I think the state of Rocksteady is that they'll do one more game, but they'll go back to single player. I don't think they'll do any more multiplayer games
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I think the state of that studio isn't tarnished. It's not the same Rocksteady that we know.
I don't
From-
even know if Rocksteady's going to survive. I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't
It's-
think so?
Considering what we're seeing in the games industry as a whole, I would not be shocked if
Good point.
they close Rocksteady. I just wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me.
You make a good
Yeah.
I
point.
still. Sorry, continue.
Go on. No. I was going to say, you make a good point, RJ. It's like obviously Rocksteady's brand is tarnished for what they did, and it's like the way Warner Brothers is working now. They want to make money. They think that every game is going to be same as Hogwarts Legacy. They expect that for a yearly income. It's not like that with every game. That's what they got to understand. That's why they've got to realize that for certain games it'll make money, certain games they won't. So for example, Wonder Woman will make money, Injustice will make money, right?
Mhm.
But and them doing like the Arkham Shadow game that Camouflage is making, that's because they've been developing that game for 4 years, since 2020. So that's what I know for
Or we
4 years. Yeah, which is a bummer. It's like 4 years they've been working on Arkham Shadow. I know a lot of people aren't liking that. So what I've been told, that there is another Batman game in development, but I don't know who's making it though. So that's something I've been told. Zeke is saying wait until part 2 of season 1.
Hey, that's not gonna happen.
I don't.
No,
He
it'll
took-
still
I think-
come
I
out,
wanted to ask you
but
guys a question though. Do you
Go on.
guys? Because I guess minor spoiler alert for the game. Like they basically tease like each season you have to fight. What was it? 12 more Brainiac variants.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Do we even think they're going to get that far?
No,
No.
because here's what they'll do. Because Teladia interviewed one of the leakers on the game, and it turns out. So what they're gonna do? So it's the game is only gonna last another year, and when they bring in Deathstroke as a playable character, they'll retcon that Deathstroke has been traveling through the multiverse, killing Brainiac. So they're gonna significantly cut that down. And then at the end of the game, you will have brought back all the Justice League guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so they don't have to do the full 12 Brainiacs. They'll just say, oh, they got killed off screen because DC likes doing stuff off screen.
Well, scratch.
Joo.
That is funny.
Jared, you're not wrong. They do like to do stuff off screen, so you're not
Yeah.
wrong there.
Yep.
Like,
You're never gonna
happy
let that
enemy
go,
doing
are
it.
you, Jared?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's
What's
better
next?
than getting killed.
He won't.
What's
The
next?
oldest rule of storytelling:
This-
show, don't tell. And they're
Yep.
doing the opposite.
That exactly.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so like before we switch gears, because
Mm-hmm.
there is a couple of more topics. Tavia, what did you want to say before?
Yeah. But again, to add another thing about the video games as a whole, Microsoft also canceled or really got rid of two great developers, Arcane Austin and the Puma Hyper Rush. Hyper Rush was a great game that's so great, but the second corporate took control and said, we're gonna close you down. That makes no sense because
Oh, you're talking about the Xbox thing, aren't you?
Yeah. Like that would have Rocksteady. If that thing happened to a good Tango game with a game I liked, this better than Rocksteady's future. I'm worried Rocksteady's future. Rocksteady could be also be on chopping block. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but at this point, that is gonna be true. Who knows?
And Zeke, to answer your thing, honestly, I don't think we're gonna get any like console-based Batman game for a while. That's something that I think what WB is gonna focus on is they're gonna focus on other characters. Like I'm hoping a Superman game, obviously not with Solo with Clark Kent as the main protagonist for that game, and maybe it could be connected to the DCU. Maybe it could be connected to, or maybe it could be connected to Gotham Knights, or could be an Arkhamverse game, set way before the events of Arkham Asylum, which would be pretty cool to have Nolan North before Suicide Squad. You could have Nolan North voice Superman, which would be pretty cool. I don't know how you feel about that, Jared. And
that'd be fine, but the problem with doing a prequel is that you know where it ends up.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a bad thing. You can add the extra tensions, like Hitchcock said. Like if a bomb blows up, there's a minute of shock, and everyone moves on. But if you put a bomb beneath the show, there's a bomb beneath the table. Everybody gets terrified. I think the audience gets terrified and wonders if the character will get out or not.
Works.
Yeah.
So
I will say this though. Now, commercially, it's a flop. There's no refuting that. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. But in terms of the game's shelf life, can we at least get decent content to where it's salvageable or bringing the Justice League back?
A year.
Yeah.
The person Teladia talked about said that it's going to be a year. They're fast tracking bringing back the Justice League. So in the future, we could get an Arkham versus Justice League game.
In the future, yeah.
Depending when we get that game.
But the reason why we're getting Arkham Shadow is because of the fact that Suicide Squad failed.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much why they fast tracked that game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
But besides that, it's like what Warner Brothers needs to do now is to need to focus on other IPs and to get those games out, and I can also foresee like them saying like, oh, looking at Marvel and say, look, we need to do other video IPs like like Marvel Rivals, for example, right? It just did a alpha, and my God, that's a really fun game. It's a really fun game. Jared, I know it's not gonna come to console yet, but it will be making its way to console soon.
If I wanted to play Overwatch, I'd play Overwatch.
You're not wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. But I mean, it is a fun game, and
You know,
it
I
is a
just
fun-
realized. Sorry.
go on. No, go ahead, Pika. What were you gonna say?
I just realized that they could also do a Green Arrow game by just taking the mechanics from the Tomb Raider trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Easily.
I'm up for that.
That'd be a good idea.
Translate over.
All right, so I think that's a good segue to talk about our next topic, which is transition first. Let's do the
Yes.
transition. Jared's hated moment, hated anime, I should say. My Adventures with
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about
What is
Madam
it?
Web. Because I watched Madam
You
Web
watched
today.
that?
It was on Netflix.
You still have Netflix.
Wait,
Yeah.
you didn't check it. You didn't take a look at the DM, Jay. You
No,
put in the
man,
DM.
I said I watched it. Let me put it to you this way. This is on the level of Blank Man.
No, it's not that bad.
The dialogue is that shitty.
This man.
What Blank Man?
Oh, you're in for a treat.
No,
Yeah.
look up Blank Man on
I don't know
YouTube.
what it is either.
It's too complicated to explain.
It's too complicated to explain. But anyway, you were here to talk about My Adventures with Superman, right? Season 2, right? It's happening next. I think it's next
It's
month.
this year. It comes out in June. Well,
25th, I think they said that the next episode comes out on 25th.
25th
okay.
of May.
Two
Okay, yeah.
episodes.
I think they said that it's coming out on 25th of May.
Because now I
Sorry.
gotta cover that with Teladia. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I
I'm
need to
doing
do
live
reaction. I need to do reaction videos to get footage to edit when the season is
Yeah.
over.
So
yeah, and I'll
we'll
give
be
my
doing-
overview of it.
we'll be doing
One at a time, gentlemen. Teladia.
So I was going to say that it's going to be reactions, and like me and Jared have to cover it as a live stream because the Council of Loser Lanes might be returning. I have an
What?
inkling
Worst
feeling.
character in all of DC.
That would be Steve
And
Trevor.
that show just made him look
No,
worse.
that would be Harvest.
No, Pika, you don't understand. This is like a running gag type of thing, right?
I get it.
Like,
I actually even
but-
asked Jared to approve something I'm currently writing right now.
it's essentially right. If they bring back the Council of Loser Lanes, I don't know what Jared will have a meltdown.
I'm gonna rage live on stream if that comes back. I will rage.
So, but I want to hear everyone's thought on My Adventure with Superman, like the trailer that they showed, and the fact they bring Supergirl into it, and like the design they've gone for it. Like, let's start off with RJ, then work our way up. So, RJ, what did you
I
think?
feel like I'll
about
probably be the only one who's. I loved the first season. I really liked the show. I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm excited to bring in Supergirl. We're gonna have Brainiac, Zod, Atomic Skull, a bunch of different characters. I'm looking forward to it personally. I'm really excited for it.
Okay. More
Okay.
power to you. More power to
it?
you.
Dennis?
First, I didn't watch it, didn't see the trailer. Saw some stills, felt like the cringiest shit I ever seen in my life. Swearing. Yeah, that's it. I just think the only people that can possibly enjoy the show, no offense, RG, are immature Snyder haters that move on to
It's not
the
about
next.
Snyder though. It's not about Snyder though.
I know immature Snyder haters that think that the only thing that they need to save Superman from Man of Steel for the unbillionth time but they can't because it's the only thing that lives on their fucking brain. So yeah, I think the
I
show.
have already forgotten.
Summarizing, I think the show is shit.
As for me,
Go on, Jay.
okay. As for me, I also did multiple. I think I did a 2-parter on Blazing Shonen with Teladia when we covered this. First of all, I barely got through the first video. Like, Jesus Christ, the show was bad. Say what you will about the Amber and Invincible comparisons, and yes, I know there's an Amber Heard joke in there somewhere. Just let me finish my statement. But say what you will about that, but at the end, at least Invincible is somewhat enjoyable. This is cringe. Like, seriously, I get this. This is a leftover project from the whole Warner Media regime, because let's be honest, it is. But there is no redeeming quality about the show. They got Jerry from Rick and Morty to voice Deathstroke. There is no redeeming the show.
Yeah,
Wait,
that ain't
what?
insane. And by the way, I am happy that with that show for a brief second, everyone finally saw what I see when I look at Lois Lane. So that was really fun. When it was like, I hate Lois. I'm like, Finally, people understand.
Yeah, but that's the writer's fault, not Lois's
And it
fault.
wasn't even
Lois
that.
is amazing.
It's the
Okay,
character's
one at a
fault. The
time.
character's crappy.
Tell that to Man of Steel, which had an amazing Lois.
I've said comics Lois is. I'm not getting into this argument on the stream right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Pika, give your opinions on My Adventure with Superman's reveal
Well,
season 2.
Like Jay just did, I also did my own review on the first season, and there I pretty much asked one question. If this is that was supposed to be a Superman show, can we have actual Superman villains in it too? And what if we have to drag a Batman character in this? Why do we make this Batman character look like the Superman character who looks nothing like this? Like Vicky Vale looks like the older version of Lois, and what Lois should have probably looked like. And
Yeah.
I also keep saying this: they should take Deathstroke away and replace him with Metallo. Like
Metallo.
Jeff John's
Metallo.
secret origin. Lieutenant John Corbin was serving under General Sam Lane. That would have made more sense as a Superman villain in a Superman show. And there's also the whole thing with Doom Patrol villains with the Brain and Monsieur Mallah, Flash villain with the gender-bent version of Heatwave, the villains. There's the whole thing. Your villains define. That's the whole Arkham Origins had that thing about that tagline. Your villains define you. And if these are the villains that are supposed to define Superman as what challenges him, then no wonder why Superman is seen as a boring character when they're all pushovers. Intergang, for example, they are supposed to be a serious criminal organization underground, and they are just basically turned into a gang of losers and misfits. Poorer than the Beagle Boys in
So Tevya, what's your thought on the season 2 reveal? And then obviously we're not going to get Jared's opinion, and then after that I will answer Najit's question, because he was asking me a question about something about animation, so I'll answer that. So Tevya, go ahead.
Yeah, like after you guys, I actually did my own review of my favorite Superman at the first season, and I think the first season was fine at best. It wasn't perfect. One of the best Superman show would be the Superman show that I went more info with the show was supposed to get, never happened to be a screen. But despite that, I think the show was fine. It wasn't perfect. I do agree the Burn we got the show were confusing because why? Why Deathstroke in the show? He's not a Superman villain. He's a Teen Titan villain. I'm so tired of having Deathstroke appear at the every villain good. Like, I think that's a mercenary again, but the fight for the government, that makes no sense. Like, Deathstroke is a mercenary assassin who shoots first, act first, and never. Like, that's what he is. Trying to make him this weird, weird mercenary work for the government. It's confusing because it makes no sense. Also, another point I haven't shown Jonathan is that, well, besides the villain himself, it'll be tech-based. Why every villain tech-based? Like, Superman good guys are not all tech-based villains. Like,
Let Jared and his opinion on season 2 trailer, because that's why I'm asked. I'm not talking about season 1. I was talking about season 2.
Yes, sorry.
In terms of what I saw, first off, I hate the Supergirl character design. I think it looks awful. It looks too anime. Second off, which it shouldn't surprise me because the character designs look like crap, particularly Deathstroke. I'm sorry, that is not Slade Wilson. Because they turned Slade Wilson into freaking Iron Man. That is not who Slade Wilson is. So really, and I'm not impressed with the story about it because it's for a show it's about Superman, it's focusing too much on Lois. If you want to make a Lois Lane show, make a Lois Lane show. That's it. That's really what you want to do.
Jay,
you set me up perfectly. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I'll give you that, Jay Heat.
Hey, just one more thing, if you allow me.
Go ahead, Dennis.
So, and about Supergirl, I was the guy who was waiting for Supergirl to show up in Superman and Lois, have a story arc about her showing up and they adopt her or something like that. And then the idea of canceling Superman and Lois and then greenlighting this.
My
Well,
opening
anyway,
rant in the
If
video.
we're I just gotta say this. If we're factoring James Gunn and DCU synergy, Superman and Lois was going to get canned regardless. This is just collateral damage. So let's go ahead and clear that up first.
Let's hope this gets canned as well.
Okay,
They
so
care lots about animation than live action. That's the thing.
yeah,
Which is not fair because
So-
that is great.
so Najee says, do you know Jason DeMarco was promoted from SBC for action shows on Anime for Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers Animation for future animation TV and streaming? What does this mean for Warner Brothers? I do not know about that. I'm not a big
Yeah.
anime type of person.
Remains to be seen, Najee.
It,
Remains
I
to
it
be
know
seen.
remains
that
it
stuff.
remains to be seen where Warner Brothers will go for that direction. But I'll say this, because this is a DC centric channel, DC and Marvel centric channel, I'll say this. My version with Superman though, like season 2, obviously I'm going to be covering that, and I hope we don't get cringiness in like we did getting season 1 in terms of cancel of lanes and
Teladia, it's Superman and Lois. The whole damn show is cringe.
You remember
wait. Did you just say Superman and Lois?
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Blade ends with Superman. I just
Clip
had
that.
an old man moment. Man, if Nick could see
Clip
me now.
that.
1 hour, 11 minutes, and 23 seconds in. I already
I worked at 6 a.m. Leave me alone.
Flip it,
Superman and
Jahid.
Lois. Oh, that should be a crime. Sorry, Jared,
Yeah.
that should be a crime confusing these two shows.
I can't believe
I
you
will
said
say
that,
this
Jack.
though. I
Not
genuinely
against
tried.
humanity, not even.
One
not
at a
even
time,
thinking
guys.
of
One at a time, guys.
Yeah, one at a time. Go on.
I genuinely tried to give My Vengeance to Superman a chance. I forgave the fact that this is going to be Clark and Lois in their internship days. I forgave the notion of Clark scared of his Kryptonian heritage and not taking the time to understand it. I even attempted to forgive the whole tech-based downgrade due to cost effectiveness with their budget. But
Yeah,
the two things crossed the line with this show: the lackluster animation, well, arguably 3, if I'm being completely honest. The homage to Superman Red and Blue from the 90s with the electro powers, and Jerry from Rick and Morty playing Deathstroke of all people.
Impersonator.
Yeah, not Deathstroke.
If it was Metallo, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
But that was the last straw. That was the last straw.
Tevya, what do you got to say before we switch transition?
Yeah,
to our last
to
topic?
really get on point, my return season 2, I didn't get to hear my thoughts out. I kind of huge fan season 1. But I think season 2 was promising. It looked like better animation. They stuff with the budget this time around, hopefully. I like seeing Thomas score on the show and saying Brainiac, I think, looks pretty cool. Granted, it's not the Brainiac, but we all know love, but a different Brainiac, that's fine. And Supergirl, I'm actually more into Supergirl. However, I am intrigued how to do the Supergirl introduction, because if they make her into a villain and she's the mysterious person who attacked the Earth before Superman, I got a problem with that, because no, don't make Supergirl the villain. I don't want to go to the whole He-Man, She-Ra stuff with nobody He-Man, She-Ra educators, but I don't want to hold with that type of story with Supergirl. That doesn't work. That is a bad idea. Like, and I just hope season 2 picked off on season 1. We got rid of all the nonsense, and we go and straight the action. And please, for the love of God, like, don't make War the main villain, because I'm tired of Man of War. I'm tired of character. Focus on Brainiac, focus on Parademon, and focus on side-by-side Supergirl.
Okay,
And
cool.
undergo the Clark stuff. That's it.
Something I want to say too. But
Anyway, they
Okay,
won't
then,
have
so-
another scene 2. We're getting a trooper. He's European in the scene.
Okay. So let's transition over to our next final topic of the evening. So,
Thank you.
Batman Cape Crusader.
Oh,
new
boy.
images. We have to talk about it.
I've been dreading this one. This one.
yeah.
So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go from Jared all the way down to Dennis. So,
Yay!
Jared, go first and talk
Yet
about.
another thing Bruce Timm screwed up. I'm sorry. I'm on a little bit of a rant because I just released an episode about that stupid Green Lantern episode he did. But anyway, it's like, I get it's a character you co-created, but you of all people should know that part of so you're reversing the Harley Quinn thing. Okay, that's a stupid idea because that's part of why Harley Quinn is popular in the first place. What are you doing? This is the same guy that thought Batman and Batgirl was a good thing. So can we be surprised?
No, we can't.
Bruce team needs more people to tell him no.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
no one will, because I'm tired of creators that like make legendary stuff being immune from criticism. I'm tired of that.
Oh no, the DCAU is not a factor in this league. This is completely standalone.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that, but I'm just saying because Bruce Timm is involved, he's doing the same business practices that he did in the DCAU that sullied it a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that all you got? Is that all you got to say?
Yes, I'm done. That's all I want to say.
That was
Okay, Tevye, your thoughts on the Batman Cape Crusader images? What do you think about the Harley Quinn costume, and the fact that it's set in the 1940s? Like, what is your opinion? Like, it's a period piece.
Yeah, I mean, about Cape Crusader, I think pretty good so far. The image look great. Batman looks great. Going in Batman with me. I'm glad it's at 940 this time because we did more so many times. You know, we needed to send it Batman, and I'm glad we're going back 940 because, contrary to probably, Batman is more likely in 940 more detective, and yeah, in 940 he killed people, but people forget about that last part. But I'm actually really intrigued about the images. But Cribbit looks interesting. I kind of like the Cribbit design, even though I know they made him into more serial killer. That's fine. The Cribbit, I think, was get serial killer in 940s. So we're going to that design. The Harley Quinn design, 50-50 on it. I like the idea of it, but the costume, I don't get it. Seriously, I adjust it. Instead of the actual Harley Quinn design we on a little, which, to be fair, I get at the point. But I don't know where we're going with Harley Quinn. I'm about to be a villain. I need her to villain because, let's be real, anti-hero Harley Quinn has ran her course. We need to get rid of anti-hero Harley Quinn. I'm done with that shit. So I'm glad to make it a villain. But maybe a serial killer and psychologist, I think that's a 50-50 coin deck, but who knows? I hope the show is good. That's all I want. It comes out on August, my birthday month. Happy birthday to me, by the way. Kind of August 16th, my birthday month. Yay for me. So I hope the show is good. That's all I want. And please, this show must succeed, not fail. I can't do another bad Batman show because last Batman show we had the Batman. No, not the Batman. The CGI show. I forget the name.
Beware the Batman.
Yeah,
Beware the Batman.
Beware the Batman. Thank you. Because after that show was just not that good and just disappointing with my time and Canada Land show would frustrate me. I just want the show to be good. That's all I want because that show must succeed and be better than that show. Now we'll boost to mess it up. Who knows?
Of course.
We'll see.
Okay.
That's what
Pika,
I-
what is your thoughts on the Cape Crusaders images and also the fact that it's set in the 1940s? Like, what's your state on it?
Well, I would say that it's an interesting idea to put it back to the roots of where Batman was first incepted and became a thing in the Golden Age Earth 2 kind of sense. That's cool to see, and the whole dynamic that he was at the time. That's an interesting thing to see, and going with the not purple gloves. I don't know, long ears. Yes, that's okay. Cool to see. And the other setting with the other characters is kind of a mixed bag with the Onomatopoeia and but the Clayface thing is actually something of a new and fresh idea by going with the original version because it's the new way of. It separates it from the other versions, which have been the same clay monster over and over again. Two-Face, the design that they got, it was a Catwoman. On the other hand, is if they're gonna go back to those original versions, you should have the Catwoman who had a literal cat mask and not something of a.
Remember, this is. But mind you, remember this. But remember, Pika. This is a 1940s set. It's not set in the modern era. So we're not going to get
I'm not saying that the original version of Catwoman was the same costume, but the costume was basically just what a cat looks like a furry cat mask.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then the Harley thing is
You can't
It might
explain
as
it.
well have been a different character.
Yeah.
We're looking at back and forth between if that's
Punchline?
supposed to. Yeah.
Punchline.
Yeah. Was it some previous stream that you guys did when talking about it should have been Punchline before it was changed into Harley because
I think it was me and Jared.
They discussed it.
Because chances are it was Punchline, but they realized that no one gives a crap about Punchline, so they were like, change it to Harley Quinn.
Then make people give a crap about Punchline by introducing the character.
I know.
It was another thing way back when, what was it? The Smallville season 11 comics were supposed to have Stephanie Brown, Batgirl, or Nightwing working with that universe's Batman. And they changed it to Barbara because no one knows who Stephanie Brown is. Then make people know who she is.
Yep.
Okay, so let Jahi, if you're there, Jahi,
I'm here.
Your turn.
Your turn to go ahead about the Cape Crusader situation with the images, and also your thoughts on the fact that it's set in the 1940s.
Okay. Probably lagging a little bit. Just let me know if I'm all clear.
You're all good.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. This is basically Batman the Brave and the Bold, but in the Golden Age. Bruce Timm practically ripped off James Tucker, just using the Golden Age instead of the Silver Age. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just hit me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person who really noticed it, Pika. But other than that, the Harley Quinn thing, I'm not too mad by because it's more than making her more than Joker's sidekick, kind of like her own autonomy. And it makes you question whether or not Joker's even going to be in this show, because technically, Joker debuted halfway through the Golden Age, like the first couple of years of the Golden Age. Roughly 1941, 1942, in a one-off story. Then he was introduced a couple years later, early in the Silver Age, or like just before the Silver Age.
Yep.
So, is it? I mean, it just depends on where they want to go with it. But ultimately, it's basically just a darker, edgier Brave and the Bold, just the Golden Age instead of the Silver Age. There's really not much distinction between it other than the demographic. So I'll wait and see. But not gonna lie, Bruce Timm, James Tucker did it first, and he beat you by 15 years. So,
okay, Dennis, your thoughts on the Cape Crusaders images and your thoughts on set in the 1940s.
So first and foremost, we are sure it's 40s, actual 40s, and not like retro.
It's a period piece animation.
Yep.
All right. So problems. I don't want to sound like that annoying guy, but it's kind of Gordon. I'm trying to say, it's kind of weird. If like I get it, it's a new era. I don't know which demographic you're trying to appeal, but still, it's kind of weird having a African American police officer in the 40s, even in the most progressive areas of the country. Kind of weird.
True.
Not that you can't have black or female cops in that era. You just need to make sure, like, they are a minority. They have to struggle harder for recognition. But still, right? Otherwise, I actually like the Gordon design other than that, because I'm a big Commissioner Gordon guy, by the way. So Kansas notice first.
There you go.
Because the mustache and the hair is just like Gordon in the Golden Age. Actually, I could just pull a picture, but just like Gordon was in the Golden Age, so I like that.
Yep.
What else? Let me see again. So the period piece idea is also awesome for me. I really like period pieces. I'm the alternate history guy. I'm the guy who thinks that superheroes should do more risks in the world building, just not make like, oh, it's our world but different. No, should really go hard on the fact that superheroes have existed since World War II, and the world is different because of that. So I want to see in this, like, asking too much, but like see if for example World War II, if it actually changed on this universe, And another thing, I took that from fanfic I read once. Have Bruce serve in the OSS.
Ooh.
Because the OSS, if you don't know, the OSS is a predecessor for the CIA. It started by rich guys.
Yep.
It was started by rich guys who wanted to do special forces jobs, and they kind of make the CIA happen. It's kind of impressive, because they were seen. And actually, this serves a lot for Batman because the OSS had a reputation among the military and the FBI as the boring, as the spoiled rich kids playing soldier, but they weren't. They were really awesome.
Yep, that is true.
So that was actually something you can use, like for how Batman took the idea of I'm just a boring businessman, and then make everyone think he's a boring businessman, rich, spoiled brat or whatever, and then have people have that be from his OSS background, and he uses the reputation the OSS had during that time, And something else, I talking too much. I can't stop at any moment. Sorry. The Harley Quinn thing, I agree with Pinkashade said. If they want punchline, just do punchline. Especially since, like, when you stop to think about it, we have had serious Harley Quinns, by the way, in the Joker comic.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, which, by the way, I really like Killer Croc in that comic. Hopefully, they take the idea from that comic, making like a normal person just with the skin, like with the actual disease, actual skin disease instead of whatever the fuck Killer Croc has.
Keep it PG.
Can you keep it PG for us?
Sorry. What how Killer Croc has. So you're going to say something?
No. Is that your final thoughts?
No. Just finish off. So I talked too much, I know. So what else? Let me think. Let me think. Just one thing. The lady in the black dress. I'm pretty sure she's Selena Kyle right now. I'm wondering myself. I think she is, right?
I think so, yeah.
What else? I like the idea of a darker take on the golden age of superheroes. I think that's actually different from Brave and the Bold, because Brave and the Bold is a successor in style to 50s comics.
But
60s.
But the thing is,
the DC peak, back then DC was mostly 50s. 60s was already starting to get more mature, especially 60s.
Yeah, so age.
So
yeah, I know, but still, just trying to say.
So all in all, basically, you think that the 1940s take on
a good setting.
It's a good setting. Okay,
I like it. Okay. And actually, just one more thing: the animated series was set in an ambiguous time period, but it's pretty much the 30s and 40s as well. So technically, they had the idea first, but I still want to see if they really go forward on a period piece thing, which I don't think they're gonna go fully use it for its full potential because they're garden take. But I hope they really go forward and make something inspired by like history and like change history and have alterations, but still keep it like semi-accurate and do research and tell the historical setting, use full effort of the historical setting.
Okay, so that was greatly said. So I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight's members panel stream. Thanks to everyone that was here, from RJ, Pika, Tevya, Dennis. Thanks for you guys popping in, Jay Heat and Jared. Thanks, of course, my co-hosts as always. You guys are awesome. Gotta do that. And so we're gonna go around the panel, and we're gonna do. You're gonna self-promote yourself, but let us know what you got coming up. It has to be something that is coming up fairly soon, and nothing like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Something that is coming up fairly recent. But Jared and Jay here, exception from this because they're co-hosts. So Jared, let them know what you're coming up first.
All right. Well, I just released, like I said before, my recent Justice League rewatch episode where we rant about how they made it so Jon Stewart was part of the whole Hawkgirl, Hawkman reincarnation thing. So that's stupid. And we're going to, later on, I'm going to record a video talking about my top 5 favorite Superman suits. And in terms of Under Two Capes, we're going to be talking about what Batman the Animated Series did well. And in terms of movie night, we're talking about X-Men 2, X-Men United, and then next week, Britt and I are talking about Justice League New Frontier.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's all I
Okay,
got.
Tevia, what you got coming up on your channel in terms of like this coming week or this week? What type of videos have you got coming?
After me and Jordy, I just released 2 videos today. My first review of the how to Brainiac. We could talk about that, but hey, we're gonna probably chat on 30 minutes wait. Yeah, sorry. But we had Brainiac today. I also released my Super Son, not Superman, Send the Sun review, issue 4. I love that book about me. I'm annoyed at any of the issues, but that's not topic another day. But for anything else coming out this week, I maybe did it Bloodhunt tie-in Spider-Man, which I did that, which I hate several areas of it. It's so bad. Not fun cover, it's still a terrible book. Why I do myself? But I'll be also watching more Light of Ronin. I need to beat this game. This game after things too damn long. So I'll be watching this game in the future. Oh yeah. I'll be also watching Hellblade 2. That game coming out soon. I'll be watching on my Twitch channel. Yeah, so follow Twitch channel as well. But other than that, oh yeah, one more thing I'll be reviewing is Blood of Zeus Season 2. I watched that show, so I made it. I need to review that season. So do that review. Hopefully, this week. Hopefully,
Okay.
Hopefully, that one. But other than that, I think that's all I got coming out this week.
Pika, what you got coming up on your channel in terms of like video wise, like this week?
Well, this week it's well, I think that's a little too early to say because I have a 95% done script for Reign of Superman, which is gonna take a while to edit when I get to editing it. So, but that's pretty much my next bigger video project, but it's gonna take longer than that. In terms of streaming video games, I unfortunately already finished one indie game from my in a Snufkin, the Melody of Moomin Valley, that kind of game. I streamed it today. People can go watch that. Me to do that if they're interested to watch it. But otherwise, if I don't get an inkling to what to stream next, then Reign of Superman is coming out at some point when I get it edited.
Okay. Dennis, what you got coming up on your channel?
Wait, you kind of
by the
skipped
way.
me, but go ahead, Dennis.
But you're last because I'm saving the best to last.
So I have a channel called Geek Defense Initiative. So if you guys first, I beg you to subscribe there because there's almost no one interested in this stuff I want to post there. The only people that subscribe is because I posted the Sandbaggers there, old cult shows, and people like that should subscribe. But mostly the people who want to watch my videos, who would want to watch my videos, don't subscribe there. So trying to, and I'm doing a first stream, an introduction stream, I'm calling it, called Geek Defense Initiative Introduction Stream. I planning to do Saturday. I think I'm not very into the weekdays on the US, but I think Saturday, which is the 18th, right? Right.
Saturday's the 18th.
I think so, yeah.
At 9 p.m. And I invite you all to come. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're just gonna introduce ourselves, have some chats. I think gonna make it open to all except the trolls. So yep, you're welcome to come if you want to.
Okay, cool. So we leave the best to last, of course. The Heat Man himself. Let everyone know what you're coming up on your channel in terms of what you're coming up, as always.
Well, I mainly have 3 projects coming out in the works. I have my Damian Wayne and DeCamu retrospective. Those should be coming out on the channel this coming week, as well as part 2 of my Gotham Knights TV show reaction. So stay tuned for that.
He owes us that, guys. Remember, me and Jared gotta be there.
And remember, I'm also got another campaign going on right now. 300. If y'all can get me to 300 before the end of the year, I will review and react to Velma both seasons back to back.
Oh, good lord, you masochist!
bastard!
You
I don't want to let
masochist!
you suffer.
You, I honor.
I feel bad.
Hey,
respect
he,
your
why
fa-
do you hate yourself, my friend?
Okay, I don't know how else.
I've
Okay,
told
okay,
you multiple
salute.
times.
I just want to salute you for your sacrifice.
Thank you.
You should go to the therapist. I actually studying it, and I need to stay internship. So you can come to see me, and we can talk about your issues for doing that.
I ain't got no issues. I constantly strive to improve myself. When it comes to this type of stuff, when it comes to comics, media, video games, you guys cannot break me. So by all means,
We did.
go to
We did break you.
300.
We did many times
So
before.
We did
Velma
break
can
you.
break you. That's your
Velma
problem.
will break you, my good friend. So
Yeah, Velma will break you alongside
Watching something bad
Marvel
breaks
did.
you.
Marvel
Good
broke
can
you.
also break you
one at a time,
down.
guys. One at a time.
Marvel broke you. Remember that? I remember on stream we did break you on stream. J Heat. You remember me and Jared were there.
But anyway, but
anyway,
continue on. Continue on.
Continue on. What have you got? What other things?
Also, stay
besides...
tuned. I've also reached 233 currently as of the stream. So far, so good. I also got my also check out my Twitch if you want to check out my gaming on Mass Effect, Gotham Knights, the video game, or Dragon Age Origins. If you want to get ahead on those before I post them on YouTube. Yep. JHeat751, that is my Twitch. Hopefully, I'll remember to put a link in the description or in the comment section. But either way, I'll start promoting that soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out TeladiaPlays' content in the future, as well as all of us at Comics League. Flame off.
All right. For me, guys, on my channel tomorrow, guys, me and Jared are doing Snyder Fans Read Comics, where Cheetah is taking on Superman. So we'll be talking about. So we'll be talking about that. It's a new 52 Justice League issue. So we'll be talking about that, and then I've got to talk about Summer Game Fest. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I've got to get that video recorded in regards to predictions for what I see there. I kind of talked about it here in the member stream, but I will be, doing it solo on that one, and what I think they might show off, what I think they might not show off, and in terms of DC. And also stay tuned. Myself and Sil Abdul, I have to connect with him again because there is some things that I think he might be interested in regards to video games. So I'm going to reach out to him about that for a collab coming soon. But other than that, all in all, it was a great stream. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, which is at TeladiaPlays_, that link is in the description, or you can check it out. Like, you can see it scrolling across the banner. Just follow me there on Twitter. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. If you're watching this later as a VOD, feel free to leave your comments and thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Let us know what your thoughts on the subject that we talked today. And also let us know, are you excited for other projects coming from DC or Marvel? Let us know. But until then, from Jared's outro, let's say it's not Zois.
Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod's. Zois and Max about for life.
All right, and we're out of here, guys. So take care.
And may your heart be your guiding key.
Yeah. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Peace out.